Support your locals, starting with Space Smoke Shop, located on 125 East Pennington Street, Tucson, Arizona. They have a great deal for students, 25% off all glass, now until September 20th, 2013. Be sure to tell them you heard about it on the GMR Podcast. See you soon.
Oh, it's just one of those podcasts. Okay, it's safe to listen to that.
GMR
Podcast
35.
35. That's way too many.
Yeah, and it just keeps on going.
I know, because once again, it rained really hard between the hours of 2:30 and 3:30. I don't know what time did I get here?
Up around about.
Anyway, enough that the streets were a river and wet socks again. It sucks. It's like they know that I'm coming to do the podcast. How can we make this more irritating or get him more pissed off? He's too mellow on this show. We need him to be pissed off.
Exactly. Triggers.
Ray's not here, and God knows he doesn't piss me off, but sometimes he does when you say anything like Big Brother, or let's watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia. What can we watch? What can we do, Ray? That's not going to make you go, I don't know.
Big Brother.
It's all about Big Brother.
If you don't want spoilers, turn this off right now. Okay, you've been warned.
So,
Pretty crazy that backdoored Andy like that. No, just kidding.
oh, that's next week.
Yeah. We're giving out spoilers for shows that haven't happened yet.
Yeah.
Yep, they got rid of both the troublemakers in one night.
Oh, and how many troublemakers are left? Just Andy.
Just 5.
Oh, all of them.
But the ones that were causing major drama in the house, gone. Well, I'm the victim. You're gone too.
What did she say? She said, Alyssa said to Amanda, I think Jessie was the only 10 in the house. She was the prettiest girl.
Yeah.
And that was a personal attack on Amanda. Obviously, that you're saying that she was prettier than Amanda, which is just bullshit in Amanda's eyes, right? You're obviously just being mean. You're a mean person. No, mean people are ones who slam and knock on the door over and over again and call you clown face and stuff like that. They're all mean girls.
Now they get to hang out in Jury House together. They won't have to be separated for any period of time.
So this year, I would say there's only one girl left.
Yeah, GM.
Who would have saw that? I didn't predict that.
I think she'll be the next person to leave the house, though. My old school final 3 pick could still happen. Andy McCrae Judd, with Judd for the win. But yet, I also think Spencer will come in second place, so that doesn't really fall into my final 3.
I don't remember what my final 3 was, or final 4.
See, it was Howard and Helen and... no, just kidding. Just going to name off 2 other people who are evicted.
It was Judd. I know Judd was in there.
Now, they're not doing a double eviction next week, but we get 2 evictions next week anyways, Wednesday and Thursday. And a new HOH crowned on Sunday's episode.
Oh, I missed all that. Is that what she said?
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm sure that HOH has probably been played by now, but I'm going to give myself something to look forward to on the Sunday episode.
They know who the HOH is, and they know who's being nominated by this point.
Yeah.
They had to resolve that night. They had to get or I guess they could let McCrae enjoy a night or something.
Oh, he got his short HOH reign.
Yeah,
you know how they do
which
those.
they give you a basket that they put in the storage room. So you get a basket, you get like your bottle of wine or your beers, depending on what you like. Speaking of which, why don't you tell everybody what you just slammed?
It was Alyssa had the best gift basket of all. With Mountain Dew in the bottle and whatnot.
You don't want to talk about that Mountain Dew?
No.
You're embarrassed?
I'll let it speak for itself.
Oh, okay. See what happens.
What had happened was...
I invented everything because I was there.
Yeah.
It was the past, and you weren't, so you can't tell me it didn't happen.
Exactly. It's just like Quantum Leap. I was there just enough to alter things.
We're talking about Jean, the alien interview.
Who is
Jean?
.com. That's WHOISZHON.com.
That's Jean with a Z.
Jean. Who is Jean.com?
The Z instead of a J, right?
Yes. If you go to that other website, I don't know what would be there.
That's just crazy porn, I think.
That's usually how it is. We should secure that site too.
Get all the sites that are
anything
similar.
That's even close and redirect
Yeah. Just anything that's a Z, a Y, any of those buttons that are near the Z, any ones that are near the H.
Eric, if you're listening, book all those
That's
going
to be a few hundred sites when you go through all the different combinations.
And just have it all be one giant redirect.
But in the end, it'll be worth it.
It will be.
I hope Eric's listening to this podcast.
You can watch every episode except the bonus episode. It's only going to be on the DVD of Jean through that website now. All 20 episodes. The entire 3-season saga is up. And why are we talking about this? Well, I co-wrote it with Cliff. Cliff, the other founder of Ancient Public Access Programming.
That's Cliff Campbell.
Cliff Campbell. And I'm Marty Gazzola, and over here we got Gene. I don't think we've even introduced you. Or I'm the other one.
Yeah.
Well,
I like to mix it up.
I'm rambling.
You're rambling. Ray's not here. So he's not rambling. Somebody has to ramble.
Somebody's got to ramble.
And I haven't drank my Mountain Dew yet.
I'm feeling surprisingly just normal with the Mountain Dew.
You know what I've always liked about the Mountain Dew? It has orange juice in it.
Does this have orange juice in it?
Of course it does. It's Mountain Dew. Orange juice concentrate.
Oh, yeah. It's the third
It's
ingredient.
not fresh squeezed. No.
There's no corn syrup in this bottle.
That corn syrup, they say, is bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
But everything's bad for you.
Modified corn.
Did you hear that? Were you listening to the Howard Stern when they went out and they were asking people about what you think about the Sharknadoes?
Oh, yeah. And they actually thought it was
people
real.
Are like, oh, I've heard about that Sharknado. I don't think it's a good thing. I think it's just funny how fucking stupid people are.
Now, on a newer Stern episode, he's going to have Metallica come in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And so they told him, well, you can pick any 2 songs and we'll play them of theirs.
Okay.
And so he wants them to play Enter Sandman.
Okay, that's their classic song.
And the other song is going to be One.
No, I don't know.
Oh, you've probably heard that one. That's the one with that video with the footage from that war movie and the guy with no arms or legs. And when Metallica made their first video. Well, anyway, I was thinking, what a waste for Enter Sandman. Everybody's heard that 10 billion times. But I kind of get it, because it's like, well, you want to have them to play a song where people will recognize. But I'm thinking anybody who listens to the Stern Show is probably fairly familiar with Metallica.
Yeah.
I would think, like a Master of Puppets or a Fade to Black or...
What was the name of their first album?
Oh, Kill 'Em All.
Now, I was into it.
Yeah, play some of those songs.
I was into it until they cut their hair.
Yeah.
And then they all looked like, I don't know.
When they got up to Load and Reload. Yeah, those are not nearly to the caliber of anything.
I remember we were doing this show.
Puppets are back.
Or we were at least hanging out. We were working on some show. And when they cut their hair.
That's right. That
was like a game changer. That was a total game changer for me.
Robert's just going off on Metallica that night and all of that. Then years later, I saw there's some kind of monster movie, and I went, oh, so that's what was going on. They were having dark times, turmoil. But I'm with Richard Christie. I'd like to see them come in and play really old, crazy metal shit.
Would you make out with John
He wants
Hines?
to do all sorts of kind of
things that
grosser
you and I would
things.
think were gay.
Yeah.
You can wipe my ass. Do your Richard Christie, because you do a good one. For those people, those 10, 12 people.
I would do just about anything to sit in the studio to watch Metallica.
This guy's came out with what were they? The Shittens?
Oh, the Shittens. You can really buy Shittens now. Shittens.com. You can buy them. It's a real product now.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, the fun part is that he's like, I'll wipe Richard Christie's ass.
Yeah.
He
He's one of the people
it was his
sponsoring
idea.
them now.
Who, Richard Christie?
Well, not so much a sponsor. The word is, I'm doing a celebrity plug, an endorsement for
endorsement. I like to get my ass wiped with these
you. The Shittens.
Shittens. So the latest thing is Amanda got kicked out of the house because she was way too crazy. Quickly followed by Alyssa, who seems kind of crazy herself and not that necessarily nice of a person. Buy one pack of Shittens for $10 plus shit. So basically,
that wasn't an edit. He really did go from that conversation right into Shittens. See, you never can tell what's an edit and what's not.
That's right, because you can buy yourself some Shittens. You want a Shitten?
So I think...
Is that Shittens.com?
Yeah. Howard's going to let Richard sit in the studio he has to do something gross in the future that they haven't said yet.
Well,
but he's like, I'm fine with that, so...
He seems pretty fine with anything.
Yeah, Shittens are my favorites. If I get a little unpleasant whiff of myself downstairs, etc. That's what he says on
What
the
does Jenny McCarthy say?
I think you got to wait for it to roll.
Okay, let her wait for it to run.
Oh, no, you can... I found this year's stocking stuffers, Shittens. And we're not being endorsed
by Shittens. We're voluntarily endorsing Shittens. I would love to see some Shittens in my stocking this year.
He says Shittens cleans the funk right up.
Oh. I don't like to know what Richard Christie looks like. God damn
it. You prefer to
I have
listen.
this an illusion. Yeah, it's already bad enough I found out, like, what one of the Tell 'em Steve Dave guys, I knew what the other guys looked like.
Didn't JJ say there was a word for that when you finally get to see the voice of the radio podcast personality and go, that doesn't look like what I thought they sounded like?
I don't remember what it was. I think we said it on one of the podcasts.
We'll have to go back and listen to nearly 24 straight hours of GMR Podcast we've created and find out exactly what that term was. Or you can just tweet it to us at GMR Podcast.
That'd be awesome.
We could use more tweets. So I tweeted Richard Christie and said, obvious Metallica song should be Last Caress and Anesthesia Pulling Teeth. Which in a million years they would never play, but I think it would be funny to just hear a long bass solo followed by I Got Something to Say, I Killed Your Mother Today. I thought that song would be appropriate.
I can't remember the specific band, but I remember seeing several bands back in the 80s where you get your bass solo, you get your guitar solo, you get your extended drum solo.
Oh, yeah, Van Halen would do that.
And you got the whole thing. And that's a good quarter of the show right there if you think about it.
Spinal Tap touched on that.
I mean, that's a good time to go. You might want to take a piss.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to go.
Foo Fighters still carry that tradition of they even had a triangle solo at one point for the percussionist.
Solos. So, We have a new HOH that we don't know about.
We don't know about yet. And unless it's Gina Marie, she better be winning some vetoes. But then again, they might try to flush McRae out first. It really depends on who wins.
It looked like they were trying to shore up their relationship with McRae at the end of that episode.
Well, he's playing a brand new game now, finally getting to play his own games.
Yeah. I mean...
He was first HOH. Yeah. Only Hayden broke that curse.
He totally... she was ruining his game.
I mean, she helped him get along that far, but he essentially wasn't playing at all. And it looks like all they did was lay around in the bed all the time and mope.
Make out and
you
mope.
You can't win if you're isolating yourself in bed the whole time. Nobody who slept through the whole game ever won, right?
Plus, they were smokers. So.
Well, that too.
There are a lot of smokers this year.
They should have let them smoke in the bed.
No.
A fire breaks out on the Big Brother set.
They can't have their lighters in their room, but I've never seen anybody smoke in the house.
They can't have nice things.
I think they've tried to smoke in the bathroom. I think I heard something like that.
Like that guy who smoked in the bathroom on the airplane in the 80s and tried to break the smoke detector, and then they put that law so you can't smoke on the airplane. Well, it was about 30 years ago, so. But I suspect a similar thing happened.
There was a time,
don't smoke in the Big Brother bathroom.
There's a time when you could smoke anywhere.
There was a time when you could smoke anywhere, kids. It's true. You could smoke in the malls,
on the bus,
hospital, on the bus, in
You're
the
on
movie
the bus
theater,
smoking.
In department stores,
in the movie theater. You're in the movie on the bus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to fucking smoke,
Fast
drink,
food restaurants,
or eat food on the bus. Now I see people eating food all the time. I see people drinking.
And they got their Vapo smoke now, which I'm reading is probably more dangerous than a cigarette. A secondhand vape can kill you.
Everything's going to kill you.
That's going to kill you quicker.
Oh, well, neat. It doesn't... I know when I tried it, it was much harder on my lungs. It was like, now I got moisture in my lungs or something. You know, I'm used to tobacco and tar and whatever those
moisture
chemicals
in the
are.
lungs, isn't that like pneumonia? Or we're getting close to that. It seems kind of frightening to me. But anyways, I digress.
There's a guy on the bus smoking the other day. He was like, yeah, I make the juice. That's what they call it, juice. We're smoking juice. And he's all puffing on it, and it's like, you can see it vaporizing, and it dissipates.
The fuck is juice? I want some drink.
But then, like, you know, a minute later, I can smell it, you know, whatever flavor that was. And I'm thinking, that didn't go anywhere. I just can't see it.
Yeah, people are smoking air fresheners now, is what it seems like.
I grew up in a house where there was a cloud of smoke about midway in the room.
And you were down on the ground.
A literal cloud, or right at cloud level.
And the smoke rises, so you were...
You know what I mean? You
existed in the semi-smoke-free zone.
You've been in these houses, right? You've been in these places.
Oh yeah, I was raised in at least the late 70s.
There's a smoke cloud in the house. Okay, you talk about your secondhand smoke. I'm talking about there's a literal cloud of smoke floating in your house. About that level where you'd be when you're say 11 or under. And next thing you know, as soon as I was able, I was stealing those packs of cigarettes, and then I'd go smoke them out in the, you know, me and my friend, she would take her cigarettes from her sister, I'd take them from my grandpa. I'm smoking Camel non-filter, she was smoking Benson Hedges, and we'd smoke the whole damn pack. The whole pack. That'd be like, and I don't think we knew how to smoke, I think we just puffed on them. Because one day some kid made fun of me, because I was like, you don't even know how to inhale, and I was like, what? What are you talking about? And that was 13, 14. How about you, Marty? Were your cigarettes?
Oh, it was probably more around 8 or 9.
Your mom smoked?
No, it was my stepdad. And it was always the Marlboro Reds.
Marlboro Red's a classic,
so you'd
classic
be finding
cigarette.
those butts and smoking them with the kids next door. Oh, and gagging.
You never took a whole pack?
No, he would have known that.
You'd kick your ass.
Now, cut to years later, when they were putting out those when we touched on this, the smokeless cigarette.
Oh yeah.
We were getting cartons of these things for free, and so I'd be taking them and giving them away and smoking them, and also getting into the nicotine gum. We had quite a bit too. So chewing nicotine gum, even occasionally at around age 12 or 13,
tried nicotine gum.
probably accounts for quite a bit actually. So, but I haven't smoked a cigarette in long time. So
Here's something that made me think of that. The nicotine gum made me think of that because when they're locked in the house, they wear the
patch.
nicotine patches. So maybe that's why people are a little extra irritated. But I heard that on one of these podcasts you gave me, I think it was McCrae's podcast, Lounge Town. Check it out, I guess. Check it out. You like Big Brother? Check it out. Anyway, they were talking about how Amanda is apparently on Adderall, right? So, like in the beginning of the day, she's
why
more
don't they
stable.
tell us this? We would,
And Judd, he's on
Put that in
Xanax. What is Xanax
put
exactly?
that in the disclaimer. You're putting people on antidepressants in the Big Brother house.
Oh, that's not
Jesus,
Xanax.
I need to sign up for this.
Adderall's not an antidepressant.
Well, I'm sure it
No, they're putting-
helps. It helps the mood.
Yeah.
Mood-enhancing substances.
What
They
is
get into the
Xanax?
water supply, and they find this stuff in the fish. So, I couldn't, I'm depressed all the time. Let's destroy the fish. Let's destroy the ecosystem. That's a whole other podcast right there. One which Ray should be present for. But
What about the fish, Ray?
They're on,
What about the fish?
and then what was that? Fish killing themselves because.
Oh, yeah. Fish get really depressed out there because a lot of those medications, the side effect is suicide.
And that's
Suicidal thoughts.
that the human body doesn't filter that all out. But anyways, Big Brother contestants are on that stuff.
They're on medication. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Lots of them are on medication. So they were
Cocktails,
saying
cigarettes.
like perhaps Amanda at the end of the day was just like loopy, because she was the medication's wearing off.
They're not doing that strict of a background check, are they? I'm signing up. We're taking Mark Brady with me, and we'll act like we don't know each other.
Me and Mark will be on there. No, I don't. I never met this guy in my life.
What are you talking about?
There's just a bunch of guys with beards this year. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's part of the twist, you see. So they put the MVP back in this week. No, that would be nice, though. Just extend the game forever. And now another juror member comes back. What?
For every 2 that leave, 1 comes back.
3 veto competitions tonight. What? And 5 people will be nominated tonight.
You do realize that everyone in America thinks you're a total dick. And as soon as you actually leave this house, you've lost your job, you've lost everything.
Mhm.
Plus, everybody hates you. God, if you could see what the internet is saying about you. Erin's in for a shock. She's all like, "Well, I'm from Texas. That's
Yeah.
just how we are. We're not trying to be racist."
And Gina Marie lost her job. She doesn't know this yet. Amanda has no idea how much she was hated.
Now Gina Marie's starting to look good. You know what I mean? At first she was like, "What the fuck's wrong with Gina Marie?" But now she's like, seems like one of the more reasonable people on the show.
And then she'd probably get out and say, I'm from New York. That's just how we are in New York. Why don't they just make the whole plane out of the black box?
So, I still think Judd has a real good chance of winning this
I think
whole
he
thing.
does. First person to ever be evicted, come back and win the game while wearing a Bear shirt. I think it could happen. Spencer broke the record of most times on the block ever.
That's crazy. Who was the previous record holder? Like Jen or something?
Don't know. Wouldn't be surprised if it was a tie. But
I
yeah,
knew it was
7
getting
times.
close. I knew it was getting close. It's like, holy fuck, this guy's on the block all the time. And never got 1 vote. Did he get? He did get a vote.
He was ultimate pawn.
Yeah, but
And
he
was like,
always
the time I
got. He always
volunteered,
got
and
the
they're gonna kick me
sympathy.
out.
Yeah, I'm doing it. It's me talking over you.
I'm talking.
We're both talking. We're excited. It's Big Brother.
It's Mountain Dew.
And it's Mountain Dew. Plus, I also bought myself a bottle of Tweaker, which is like 5-hour energy, 99 cents.
For truck drivers.
Tweaker for truck drivers. Pomegranate. They have all kinds of this down at the Space Smoke Shop. You want some Tweaker? Go down there and ask for it by name. Tell them GMR sent you. You'll love it. Tweaker. There's like 4 or 5 different flavors. And they have corn dogs, too. I don't know if you like corn dog. I know you don't, Marty.
The corn dogs come in different flavors.
No, I saw JJ eat one with soy sauce, so I guess they could. And I don't think they have a huge vegetarian fare there, but they do have chips. You like chips.
I think I'm going to go stand outside that yogurt place and wait for that guy to throw boxes out.
Oh, yeah.
And then after that, I'm going to go sit on the bench.
These are inside jokes that nobody's going to get.
That's right. There's no setup for that.
To me and him, it's funny. But we're the only 2 people that understand it.
That's right. Like most of the shows.
So
Most of the old shows.
I'm thinking the only 2 blind, I like to think I picked Adam, the crazy Adam, the one who's in prison right now for selling pills or something like that, who was always joking about doing cocaine when he wasn't reading the Bible.
Yep.
It's the only book you can read, that or the rules. You have 2 things you can read. You can't bring in like, what's a real long book?
Like War and Peace.
War and Peace. I was going to say that. Longest book. Top 10, War and Peace.
And if you get your letter from home, you can keep that and read it over and over.
Yeah, that's a lot of people do that. Anyway, I like to think I picked him that year, but I can't quite remember. I know I picked Dan the season he won. That was season 10, I believe.
Yeah. Now it's the House of 5 Floaters.
And I really would have liked to have seen...
and Andy is... I can't believe he's still there.
I'd love to have seen Rachel's sister win the whole thing, though. I thought that would have been...
Well, she
cool.
might want to go back in the house. Who knows? Like for an all-star.
Maybe both of them in the house.
And then put them in there with the 2 twin sisters.
From season what?
Like 6 or 5 or something like that. That was a while ago.
We find out Andy's a twin.
Yeah, he's related to Cowboy and Nokomis.
Amanda was a twin the whole time.
She's related to You're Burning Me on Purpose. And they're convinced that Judd is related to Howie. GMR.
Paranoia, GMR. Tweaker. It's good shit. It's extreme energy, performance, and endurance.
Oh, we'll leave you tonight with a small excerpt of Art Fest. Tell them a little bit about what the Art Fest show was.
Oh yeah, Art Fest. That's Phlegm's public access show. It's on Fridays at midnight and Saturdays at 2 a.m. Or is that Sunday at 2 a.m.?
I think he said Saturday.
Saturday, so it's on tonight and tomorrow, whatever that means.
And
go ahead.
You can stream it at accesstucson.org or just check out our Twitter feed at GMR Podcast. And I sent the link up there so you can enjoy the entire 1-hour episode.
GMR.
Gene, I should have introduced. This
Yeah,
is Gene.
Dillygaff. Me and Gene do Dillygaff together, right, Gino?
Yeah. I'm also here not only to remind people Dillygaff still exists, but to remind them of the GMR Podcast.
Yeah!
Hey, camera guy, zoom in on this, man.
You hold that.
Here, I'll hold it. We got to
working back there.
cross-pollinate here, cross-promote.
That's right.
And of course, end of television
And
with
the End
Marty.
of Television, our monthly
We've got
live podcast.
Marty's Mark helping us out today, along with, of course,
Marty's
Eric.
Mark. Wow.
Along with Eric, who's awesome. Runs
Yeah.
Studio B.
Dude, I've been reluctant to listen to GMR podcasts these days because I don't want any Big Brother spoiler
Yeah,
alerts.
yeah.
Or spoilers, rather. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
You're going to have to catch on a little later. We talked a lot about Batman the other week.
Oh, really?
Ben Affleck playing Batman in the
What?
new,
Wait, I didn't even hear
Superman
that.
Batman movie.
Ben Affleck's gonna be Batman now?
Yeah.
He was an okay Daredevil, but very bland. Very bland.
Well,
but I love you, Ben.
Kevin-
You're Kevin Smith's boy, so I love you forever.
I bet Kevin Smith is ecstatic about it.
And you got with
know?
J-Lo. Everyone's dream. That's amazing.
You gonna watch
right
that
there.
Franco roast?
Probably. And
I gotta get a
that's
copy
the kind of thing we talk about all
We're
kinds of
digressing
things
now.
on-
Yeah, we're
on
starting to turn into
GMR
the
podcast.
We're
So a
starting to
lot
turn
of
into
comic
that.
book geeky stuff.
Just pop culture, just whatever we think of, whatever
Music,
we enjoy.
art.
Basically, and we're up to episode 34.
Nice.
Back to Gino Podcast. We got the podcast GMR. That's 3 hours.
We had 36. We had 34 episodes. They were
Dude, that
longer.
Comic-Con episode
But they're
was
3
tight,
hours
man.
long.
No, they're not 3 hours.
Oh,
long.
my
I
bad.
felt like I was at Comic-Con listening to those episodes. Like,
They're on average a half hour.
Okay.
It takes takes a.
It is what it is. It's a podcast, so however long you feel you need, that's cool. And then tell us a little bit about end of television. If you watch Access, you're seeing this silly show, then you know about end of television. It's been around forever. Anything you want to say about that
It's
briefly?
basically End of Television is now turned into the live GMR podcast once a month, every third Saturday at 6 o'clock.
So it's a combined effort.
It's a combined effort. Me and Marty have been doing television probably combined 50 years.
Woo!
Like that, right?
Jeez.
And
Veterans.
you throw JJ in there, and then we're,
well, I've taken some sabbaticals or hiatuses or whatever the right word
as
is.
we all have, except for Marty.
Yeah, Marty's been a staple. You know.
So don't
this
forget about
place.
looking up End of Television there. It's also the combination as the podcast for GMR Podcast. And it's
Pondo Chitlin Productions. Just follow us on
Pondo
Twitter.
Twitter it, okay?
GMR Podcast on Twitter.
And they'll find out about stuff like Call Me Crazy.
Or go to gmrpodcast.buzzsprout.com.
Very good.
Dude, there's been good
Subscribe on
stuff like
iTunes.
Blood Spasm played on End of Television. Me and Gene got to do camera on that episode.
Nice.
It was great.
We're on YouTube. We're iTunes, wherever you can find podcasts.
I had to give you guys at least 10 minutes because you're two of my mentors, and now I'm getting to partner with you on different projects and bands. It's freaking awesome. But yes, Gene, you said he was in Dilligaff,
We're in
Dilligaff.
Dilligaff. You might be the new bass player for Dilligaff if you don't watch out.
Now, Dilligaff's kind of reforming right now. There's been, it's hard to keep the same musicians in Tucson because there is so little money in original music.
What? I'm not getting paid?
Yeah. Again, thanks, Mark.
Demo.